Welcome to my online DLED classes. Today we are going to study clauses which are integral part of compound and complex sentences. The topic compound and complex sentences is taken from 4th semester. In this video, first of all, we will study clauses, types of clauses and the process of identifying clauses. We have some sentences. Let's examine these sentences. She has a ring of gold. When we divide this sentence into subject and into predicate, we find that this sentence has a subject and a predicate. It means it's a simple sentence because it consists only of one finite verb. She is a subject and has a ring of gold is a predicate, and in the predicate there is one verb and one object, that is a ring of gold, and it is a group of words. A ring of gold does not consist any subject or a verb, so we can say it is a phrase. In the second sentence, she has a ring which is made of gold. When we divide this sentence into subject and predicate, we find that she has a ring has a subject and a predicate, which is made of gold also has a subject and a predicate. So we can say in this sentence there is two clause, and this sentence consists two subject and two finite verb. It means which is made of gold has its own subject and its predicate. So it is a clause. The pen is on the table. When we divide this sentence into subject and predicate, we find that the pen is a subject and is on the table is a predicate. So it is clear this sentence has only one subject, and on the table does not consist any subject and its predicate. So it is just a group of words, so it's a phrase because it conveys meaning but does not convey the complete meaning. The pen which is mine is on the table. We can see here this sentence has two subject and two predicate and has its own predicate, means the two clauses has its own subject and predicate. So we can say which is mine is a clause. So it is clear from the last examples. A clause is a group of words which forms a part of sentence and has a subject and a finite verb, while phrase is also a group of words but it does not contain subject and its predicate. Let's see an example. He gave me a pencil which looks like a pen. When we divide this sentence into subject and predicate, what do we find? We find this sentence has a subject, he and gave me a pencil is a predicate. There is another subject and predicate which is a subject and looks like a pen is a predicate. So we can clearly see here this sentence has two subject and two predicate. It means the number of subject and predicates determines the number of clauses. So this sentence has two subject and two predicate. So this sentence is made up of two clauses. Clauses can be divided into three: principal clause, subordinate clause and coordinate clause. Let's understand these clauses one by one. Principal clause. It is the main clause of the whole sentence. Subordinate clause. It's component part of some other clause in which it does the work of a noun, of an adjective or an adverb. Coordinate clause. It is not a component part of any other clause but forms a complete grammatical whole by itself. When two or more than two clauses of equal values means here either two or more principal clauses or two or more subordinate clauses are joined with the coordinating conjunctions to make sentences, then it is called a coordinate clause. First of all, let's try to understand principal clause. Principal clause is independent in meaning and does not begin with subordinate conjunction. When it comes to identifying principal clause, we must bear in mind it does not depend for its meaning on the another clause and does not begin with any subordinate conjunctions. Let's take an example. I met the woman who won the beauty pageant. Here in this sentence, we will try to find out how many clauses are there, and we will also state the kind of clauses. I met the woman. When we see, this group of word has its own subject and its own predicate. Subject is I and met the woman is a predicate. And in the continuation, who won the beauty pageant? Who is a subject that is used for women, and won the beauty pageant is a predicate of the subject who. So we can hear the number of clauses depends on the number of finite verb. First of all, we will try to identify the finite verb. The finite verbs is in this sentence, I met the woman is met, and who won the beauty pageant is won. It means there are two finite verb. It means there are two clauses. Now we will try to understand the identification of the clauses. I met the woman. I met the woman is a principal clause because it does not depend for its meanings on the other clauses. But who won the beauty pageant is a dependent clause because it depends for its meaning on the previous clause, that is I met the woman. So it is a dependent clause and it also starts with subordinate conjunction. Now let's try to understand subordinate clause. Subordinate clause, dependent clause, you may say, it is a component part of any other clause. It does the work of a noun, an adjective and an adverb. It is dependent for its meaning on the another clause. It begins with subordinate conjunction. We must bear in mind when we try to identify a subordinate clause, so we must bear in mind that subordinate clause start with subordinate conjunction. Here is an example. I met the woman who won the beauty pageant. Here you may see there is two clause, I met the woman, and the second clause is who won the beauty pageant. You have to just find out the coordinating conjunction. You may see who. Here is the coordinating conjunction. I met the woman who won the beauty pageant. You may see here who is the subordinating conjunction. The sentence who won the beauty pageant, it means who won the beauty pageant is a subordinate clause. Now subordinate clause can be divided into three: noun clause, adjective clause, adverb clause. Adjective clause. It owns a subject and a predicate of its own, works as an adjective without possessing the form of an adjective. Let's take an example. He lives in the house which has 3 stories. Which kind of house he lives? Yeah, what kind of house he lives? Yeah, in which house he lives? When we question like this, the answer which has 3 stories. It means which here gives description to the house. He tells a tale that sounds untrue. What kind of a tale does he tell? That sounds untrue. Which and that are used here for the description. So you may say the word that is used for the description works as a adjective clause. Adverb clause. They went where living is cheaper. And the second sentence, I know the place where they live. In the both sentences, you may see both the words. In the first sentence where, and in the second sentence where comes. So it becomes very difficult to identify the first sentence and the second sentence and the kind of clauses. So I tell you the easiest way to find out them. They went. You can see there is a subject, they went, verb, and there is no object. When we make a question, where they went, the answer will be where living is cheaper. This sentence answer the word where. It means where is an adverb clause, because adverb clause answer where, why, how, when, condition, time, manner. So it's an adverb clause. In the second sentence, I know the place where they live. You may see here, I know the place. When you make a question, the question where they live, the question will be, I know the place. What place do you know? Here you make a question using what. When you make the question using what, it would be a noun clause. I know the place. What place do you know? Where they live. So it is a noun clause. Works as an adverb clause, works as an adverb, and it also contains a subject and its verb. Let's see noun clause. I know what he wants. To identifying the noun clause, you have to make a question, form a question using what, whom. What, I know what he wants. It means what do you know? Yeah, what do I know? The answer will be what he wants. So it is a noun clause. Noun clause answers what, whom. Let's examine these sentences. I expect to get a prize. Expect what? To get a prize. You may see here, to get a prize is a group of words and does not contain its subject and its predicate. So it is a group of phrase. There is a similar center. I expect that I shall get a prize. Expect what? It is also answering what it is expecting. But there is a difference. The difference is that here that is used. That shows the connection between I expect and I shall get a prize. So it is a clause. Let's do an exercise. I fear that I shall fail. Here I have already mentioned it is a noun clause, but how would you identify that this is a noun clause? For this you have to form a question using the question word what. When we make the question like this, what do I fear for? It will always answer in noun clause. The answer will be I fear that I shall fail. The next example is the boy who sits near me is my cousin. You may see here there is a two subject and two verbs. It is joined by the relative pronoun who also always gives description, so it is an adjective clause. You may sit wherever you like. Here when we make a question using where you may sit or where you want to sit, it would be you wherever you like. So it is an adverb clause because it shows position, manner, condition and time. He is sure that she will get the highest score in board examination. When we make a question using the word what is he sure for? So it will answer that she will get the highest score in board examination. Noun clause always answers what and whom. So it is a noun clause. Thank you for watching.